It is a very sensitive and mature topic, yet worth discussing. Sex is important to most human beings, and no one can deny that. It is a way to preserve the human race and symbol of love. But what do religion believe today about sex?
Religions like Christians and Roman Catholics always acknowledge the idea of sex being a gift from God and something to be taken lightly. Therefore, they believe that sex should only take place within marriage, as it is a safe and stable environment in which a couple can share the whole of themselves with each other.
In the 21st century, the numbers of premarital sex is starting to increase year by year. Countries all over the world are starting to express their views and opinions about this rapidly growing concern. A study conducted by the Pew Research Center in 2013 showcased the percentage saying that sex between unmarried couples is morally unacceptable in different countries. In the study, the Philippines ranked 5th with a total of 71% saying that premarital sex is morally unacceptable. Therefore, in the present days, the Philippines made it to the second highest rate of teenage pregnancies in Southeast Asian countries, according to the Save the Children's Global Report in 2019.
These days, the influence of sex and religion is one of the primary concerns of our society, especially now that the talk about adolescents starting to engage in sexual activities is contradicting with common religious beliefs which angered many members of religious sectors. As some believe that God laws are starting to fade in the minds of the new generation. In this documentary, we wanted to discover the relationship between sex and religion. The data will be shown in this video are collected from our respondents, research studies, or article online. We were able to ask questions about sex and religions with our two interviewers.
A 23-year-old nursing student, Princess Joyce Palma, and a 46-year-old financial group member, Ruth Olivares.
Siguro in one word, overflowing. Kasi ngayong this season, sobrang dami kong adjustment, transition, and sobrang nakikita ko yung peace of mind and praise ni God through this season. Kaya sobrang overflowing.
I can say I'm religious.
For me, marriage is sacred and holy. It is a gift from God that no one should ever be taken for granted. And it is a matter of yung publication na declaration of your love and commitment to each other.
For me, marriage is important for two people who wants to be together for life and to have their own family and children. It strengthens their union.
As a Christian, bibili ka rin kasi hindi siya ideal for me lang. Kasi living in a Filipino culture, sobrang conservative ng mga ninuno natin, yung mga lola at lola. Sobrang gabi nila pahalagahan yung purity natin. And ideally, hindi siya magandang tingnan.
Being sexually married is sacred. It should be done by two people who are already married.
Into concept, yes, kasi as nursing student at nasa medical field ako, nag-educate kami ng parents and teenagers sa community, which is nagtuturo kami sa kanila ng about contraceptive, kung paano magkaroon ng safe sex and family planning, ganan.
Yes, because some couples doesn't have the financial capacity to have a lot of children.
So magandang tanong yan kasi as a nursing student, we are always updated kung ano ba yung nangyayari sa nakita ko sa DOH na yung bilang ng mga non or hindi planadong pagbubuntis, karaniwang mga teenager is nasa 2 million na dito sa Pilipinas. So parang sobrang alarming for me. Na dumadami siya, lalo na this pandemic, alam natin na ang boring ng quarantine, nasa bahay lang tayo. And siguro ang ano ko lang doon, dapat as nasa medical field, yung mga health workers, mas maging ano pa rin, parang advocate of having a safe sex and family planning.
I think it's because of lack of sexual education and what else? Sexual education and their beliefs in their religion.
Yes, when it comes to marriage, siguro pagkasal na kayo, so sabi naman kasi sa Bible na i-enjoy lang natin yung sex kapag in concept of marriage. Pero kapag hindi pa kasal, parang may mali kasi talaga and hindi siya magandang tingnan.
Yes, because being intimate with someone should be done with someone you are committed to and married with. Thank you.
Both respondents are obviously under the influence of the Philippines' primary religious sectors. Their answers for the given questions are based on their spiritual views of sex. They both support the use of contraceptives for safer sex and proper family planning, though it contradicts the Roman Catholics' perception on using contraceptives. A report conducted by BBC in 2008, titled Christian Teachings on Contraception and Birth Control, stated that the Roman Catholic Church believes that using contraception is intrinsically evil, for they are only permitted to use only natural methods of birth control, and they believe that using artificial contraceptives is against the natural law.
Another issue revolving around the topic of sex is cohabitation. Religions like Christianity believe that couples should not live in together before marriage, but the Bible has no clear claim that living together before marriage is sin. Given this, living together is not a sin. A sin is premarital cohabitation, which means living under the same roof and engaging in sexual activity with other for marriage. It is not a sin to live as long there is no sexual interaction.
1 Thessalonians chapter 4 verse 3 to 4 stated that, "For this is the will of God, your sanctification, that you abstain from sexual immorality, that each one of you know how to control his own body in holiness and honor."
This explains that every woman and man must know how to control their desires while living in holiness. And if this will be conducted to the context of cohabitation, it clearly means that there is no sin in living together, as long as they don't conduct any activities that will be against one's holiness, which is premarital sex.
In the Philippines, this kind of issue happens mostly on adolescents. An article in Business Mirror Reports in 2016 affirmed that over a third of Filipinos aged 15 to 24 have engaged in premarital sex, and majority of them did not acknowledge the use of any protection according to the data collated by the Philippine Statistics Authority. This kind of information surely enraged many Filipino citizens. These issues are mostly caused by the youth's lack of knowledge regarding this factor. An article by Gary De Boma from Monash University presented surveys that young Australians wanted to learn about sexuality through sex education, and he believed that the involvement of religion regarding this idea must not take place.
Sex and religion have a love-hate relationship. Humans are starting to provide their own views about marriage and sex, where most of them contradict the context presented many religions.
These issues brought cases like unplanned pregnancies, improper planning, and human versus religion into existence.
Do we consider this as a social crisis? Or is this some kind of social issue that doesn't matter at all? Concerns between these two factors might continue to go against each other, but in order to resolve these issues, humans must learn how to submit to a belief and understand the different views of other people.